Eurovision Song Contest. It's a state of play. It's a state of play.
We have a Eurovision.
Get all the updates. Join the conversation with Alesia Michelle.
Sean, who are you wearing? She did it.
Starting now.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It is another State of Play episode. Hello, Eurovision fam. Hello, folks who are tuning in and watching this live. We've got a lot of news together. We really, really do. There is so much going on. Hey, if you've never been to my channel before, welcome. If you love the Eurovision Song Contest, I think you will love my channel and you would get to join things like this live. So we've got a lot of news to cover. Okay, there's a lot of things that have happened. We've got a whole bunch of new songs. We're in the midst of national selection season. And you know, I'm gonna kick this off because I have a very special guest. And it's a familiar face. And you might be thinking to yourself, oh my goodness, Alesia, you're building this up. And you know, one of my favorite national selections is kicking off next week. And so I am bringing back, it's Luke Black.
Oh my God, hi. I just noticed myself on camera for the first time today. This was a surprise.
Well, no, you're looking wonderful. You look very stylish. Okay, so you were on the Eurovision stage last year. What was it like? What's like the one adjective you can get to describe how it felt to be on the stage last year?
I guess it was like overwhelming at certain point. You know, you get to do those things quite quickly. You know, like artists change, the whole vibration changes from artist to artist. You're supposed to make that stage your home for like 3 minutes, but like it's very quick, very, you know, but like I really enjoyed it, and I would say overwhelming, which can be maybe even a positive thing. So yeah.
Overwhelming can be good. It can mean challenging. Now, when you were gearing up to perform at PZE, PESPA last year, I mean, did you go into it thinking that you were going to be able to win?
No, I'm still quite surprised about the way like the things played out. I went there just because I think I mentioned a couple of times, like I had the song that was supposed to come out in the same month as Pazé, and I wanted to have this TV performance, and you know, being 50% in English at that time, I didn't know whether it was going to go through, but I just, you know, I just went with it. And the best advice I've given to myself is like, just do things without thinking too much. Just go. Like some of the things you're maybe not good at, but like just do it. And you know, that's how I guess I got to win. I guess I turned off the fear.
Okay. Now, I know you can't really get out here and tell us like, oh, you know, I think so and so is gonna win. Like, I know that would maybe make you like biased or whatever. But could you just give us a little bit of a preview of what folks can expect, do you think, from Serbia? What do you feel like the mood of Serbia could be maybe this year, and who they might be coalescing around to support to potentially go to Eurovision? Yeah.
I'm always surprised with where things are going. You know, every year it's like a big surprise from Serbia, and we have so many talented artists that you know, compete and showcase their music and their talents. And I think like this year is quite interesting to see so many ballads amongst the favorites. It's something that I think I didn't really expect, you know, especially last year was jam-packed with like intense performances. So this year, I guess that could be one of the vibes that, you know, like are being sent to Sweden. But you know, there's also a bit more of a playful, philosophical vibe that I'm also a bit fan of. And I can't wait to see, you know, the staging, which is one of my biggest passions about like Eurovision and my previous performance was the stage and how it was staged and the whole process. So I'm really looking forward to see, things can change and things can surprise. So I can't wait to see everything.
Okay, now I have to ask, you are a master, I think, at imagery and kind of bringing songs to life. We know Eurovision is all about the what? Execution. Okay, so would you consider helping out maybe other countries, with developing their staging concepts? Could this be a new side career hustle that you maybe
Oh,
dabble in?
that is food for thought, I have to say. Like I just never thought about it, but like um there was like loads of playfulness that I've seen last year, and I was really happy to be a part of 2023 Eurovision because of the favorites having like a really elaborate stage and some playful imagery. I would love if we could at least once a year have someone with conceptual, um, big thought of performance. We worked with artists from Serbia and from Britain, and museums, and the people who worked on the sculpture for me. Like it was all a big collaboration amongst friends, but
Yeah.
also professionals. And I also thought that, like in my case, I was showcasing best of both worlds of me being from Serbia and living in London and England. And I would like to see that more in the future. That kind of collaboration really excites me. So yeah, I'll be happy to be a part of it.
Okay. All right. So I know I don't have that much of your time, but can you tell us what's next? What do you have brewing up next for us that people can kind of hop into?
Um, I've always talked about a big, huge body of work, that, and I was calling it body of work constantly because I wasn't sure where it was going. But I can say that there's a full length record that's like being brewed, and hopefully, yeah, I'll get to have some nice surprises for everybody this year.
Love it. Okay, well, we are ready for all the surprises. And Luke, we're gonna have to talk because I'm going to Eurovision this year. So I don't know if you're gonna grace us with your presence at all, but we'll have to coordinate that because I need to see you in the flesh.
I would love that. Love that.
All right. Well, thank you so much for hopping into the state of play.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. We got a jam-packed schedule, y'all. So much news coming. And that's right, PESMA kicks off next week. But I want to take a moment to hop into one of so we crowned some winners this past weekend. And I'm gonna kick it off with one of the winners that I'm most excited about. And I'm gonna stop because when I think of the song, it's just so joyful to me. It's just so joyful. And if you know, you know. And so I'm just gonna go, ooh yeah. Okay, we're talking about Esti crowning their winner. Estonia's representative for Eurovision 2024 has been selected, and it's what, 5 minutes and pull up? Is this the
5 miinust. It's
5 minutes?
Estonia. Yeah, 5
Okay,
miinust and pull up.
5 minutes
Yep,
and pull up. Okay. So is Estonia hype about this? Are they excited to be sending this act to Eurovision 2024?
I am. I for sure am. And a lot of my friends are, but it's kind of a love or hated song. There's no in between. No, it doesn't leave anyone cold or just like eh. It's like you either really, really love it, like I do, or it's just what is this crap?
Okay,
Some
so
people are calling it Let us sweat. Well, too. I wouldn't go that far at all, but
okay. Okay, so I'm wondering, do you think they're going to keep this staging the same? Is this, or are we going to mix it up?
um,
Because Estonia typically keeps things the same, but
yeah,
do we think we're mixing things up possibly?
I think that these guys are really smart in what they do, and I think they're going to really optimize what they're given with the stage. And I think already in the Eesti Laul final, they upgraded their stage presence and everything. Even some of the lyrics in the beginning, the messy part was left out, which I think was a good idea because I didn't get it from the beginning. So yeah, I think we're gonna have surprises because I was really surprised. I was really happy to see the upgrade in the production this Saturday. So I don't think they're gonna be half-assing it. Let's put it this way this time.
Okay. Well, then my next follow-up question is, I mean, ultimately, how well do you think that this is going to do on the Eurovision Song Contest stage? What are your hopes?
I hope that they will make it into top 10. This is what their goal is, to get into the first half of the final. I mean, last year we had Garia. I know that it was a little bit catchier, I would say, but I feel like their stage presence and their energy matches that. And these guys are, as I said, they're professionals. They are in it to not win it. They have said they don't want to win it because Estonia couldn't handle it. But they're going for second place. So we'll see.
Okay, second
I have big
place.
hopes for them.
Okay. I mean, look, I think there was another comment up here. I think televoters could really, latch onto this. Now, they are going to have some direct competition. We'll be talking about Croatia a little bit later, but potentially with Croatia, there's baby lasagna. We know we've got Finland with Windows 95, man. And then what else do we have that's kind of out of the box? We've got some other out of the box. Who?
Out of the box. I don't know. I'm looking at all of them. I
Well,
think
then I'm
you
thinking this
mentioned
one.
all of
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think this has kind of a I mean, I love Finland. I've always loved Finland with everything that they do, but whoa, it's a thing this year. I'm not sure if it's a direct competitor to this kind of ethno folk rap, in Estonian. I don't know if there's a word to describe it like we do in Estonia. It's called rämmar. So it's like just going all out, like
Okay.
just putting it all out there. I don't know. I feel like someone mentioned that with Stopsi Stub and Garia and all of those acts that have really made a big impact on the audience. Yes, the juries, I'm not sure. However, the international juries gave a lot of votes to Viis Miinust and Puulub this weekend. So that was really surprising to me and also to the act itself. They said they didn't anticipate that. So maybe it will make the juries also listen and maybe it catches on to them. I don't know. I like that there's an element of surprise.
Yes. And I mean, that's what we want. We want to be surprised on the Eurovision stage. And I will tell you, I kind of needed Estonia to pick this entry because to me, I have heard, that the broadcaster wants to do well at Eurovision, that they'd love to win Eurovision again sometime soon. And for me, I was like, Estonia just tends to play it safe too hard, so hard that I would say it makes me question whether they really want to win or not. So to me, this sort of cemented that, okay, Estonia, y'all are in it to play the game that you need to play at the Eurovision Song Contest.
Definitely. I think maybe people can say that Lorraine went for the easy win or it was safe. It really wasn't. It just touched everyone. And I think in Eurovision, to be successful, you just have to be really genuine. You have to have something, you have to have a good, catchy song that people like, that the juries like. And, we've seen it time and time again that you just have to touch the audience somehow with Ukraine, with Italy. You just have to be genuinely yourself. And I think you've actually said it, that there's no Eurovision songs. There's just songs that compete. And I always stand behind that as well. Like, you have to give the people what they want, and it's genuinely fun and good quality music.
Well, thank you so much for coming up here and talking about Estonia's entry. Thank you so much, and happy birthday.
Thank you.
Everybody say happy birthday. All right, give it up.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, so much news, so many things. Well, we crowned another winner this weekend. We're going to get into it. We crowned another winner all the way from another, Nordic country. Some people could be saying that this country is low-key hosting Eurovision this year. And so I am going to be bringing up to the stage. It's Simon. How are you?
Hey, Alicia. Good to see you. And well, from the near host city of Copenhagen, this time,
Yes.
last time I was in Malmö, but now I'm home
Wonderful.
for now.
Okay, so y'all crowned a winner. You went with Saba. The song is called Sand. I think when we had talked last time at the State of Play, I had noted that to me, sonically, it seemed like probably the best package from the selection for y'all to send. How are folks feeling in Denmark about the song, Saba's win, and then chances on the Eurovision stage?
Well, those are three different things, and with three different opinions, I would say, because in the show on Saturday, actually, it was Basim who was crowned the televote winner. And of course, that will reflect people's opinion about that. And it was the juries who overwhelmingly, voted for Saba. She got 22% of the 50% jury vote, which is both 10 Danish jurors and 10 international jurors. So it's a broad scale of people. I think that most of the people that I know agrees that Sand is the best package for Eurovision. Although, during the day when I was at DMGP, I watched Basim and he charms everyone. He speaks to everyone like they've known him or we've known each other for 10 years, stuff like that. And he's just a charmer. And I know that if he had won, he would have brought that to the Eurovision stage. But is that enough today to do well at Eurovision if you don't have the song to, let's say, back it up? His song is a touching story, but a touching story packed into a very light-hearted kind of pop song. And there was a kind of a confusion in the between the message and the song. It's like, I am being happy now, talking about a man dying, yay. Mm. So but that was the conflict all the time. And then the third entry into the super final was Janus from Faroe Islands. Big voice, big love song, stuff like that. People in Denmark love that. But I think at the end we got the right winner. And what also strikes me is that she has been very open about how important it is for her as a brown person, as a queer person, as a person who has struggled with mental disorders, still has a mental disorder, to be open about it and to represent. Because bar Debbie Cameron, who was with Tommy Seebach back in 1981, this is the first Black female solo artist that Denmark has sent ever. So there's also representation in it for her. I hope that comes around all the three questions that you had. But as I say, overall, I think this is the best choice for us to send over the bridge.
Well, I don't know if you know, Simon, this week I did like a little mashup and of like Eurovision songs. And I will say I have recorded two more like Eurovision mashup things, and I am featuring Sand in the upcoming next two mashups that I'm gonna
Mhm.
do. I like the song. I think in semifinal two, Denmark definitely is getting a little bit of a leg up, but it's not in semifinal one. I'd be more worried for it in semifinal one. But I do think that this is one of those songs that just has a little bit of that like kind of familiar Scandi feel to it that we know has done well at Eurovision in the past.
It is, the Melfest kind of vibe that I know a lot of people, you know, say about that. Oh, we don't like Melfest anymore. It's so generic, blah blah blah, stuff like that. But there are a lot of people out there who just likes a good pop banger song, and those are not the ones who are loud on social media and stuff like that. But those are the ones casually tuning in and watching that song and seeing, okay, she can sing. It's a nice song. I can remember the chorus after the first listen. I'll vote for Denmark, and I think that's the case this time. And what's funny enough about it, because there are two Swedish songwriters out of the three who has written the song, Melanie Webe and Jonas Tander,
Yeah.
and who was the last time Denmark qualified for the final, which was in 2019, of course, with Love Is Forever, who was also a co-writer At that
Right.
time, Melanie Weber.
Melanie. Yeah.
So, it's like, let's bring in the folks who actually know how to do well and who know how to, bring a song that can elevate on the Eurovision stage. And I'm sure that we will see it elevated, also staging wise.
Yes, let's see. I mean, we will see. The televoters will tell us what they're going to do with Denmark. And if it makes it to the final, I do think Denmark will get jury love. I think we can go ahead and say that. Well, thank you so much for joining the State of Play and giving us a rundown on Denmark. Thank you so much, Simon.
Thank you, Alesia. See you in Copenhagen.
Yes, yes. Y'all, I'm going to be in Copenhagen. Okay. Come on. We've talked about this. We've talked about this before. Okay, so there's so much to talk about. Let's kick off with really our kickoff winner that we had last week, Germany. I just want to nail down and give a couple of thoughts on Germany. Ultimately, I think Germany had a lot of options. And some people will disagree with me on that. Once we saw the show live, I remember saying, Gallant, I liked that song off first listen. So when I saw the stage show, I was like, this could absolutely just be picked up, put on the Eurovision stage. And I think it would have stuck with people. I think people would have been into it. What was it? Bodine, who, the young girl, da, 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 with the thick, rich vocal, I was like, I don't think that she would get a whole bunch of points, but I think it would have been a song in the final that I could have seen it getting at least some points, maybe from the Netherlands. You know what I'm saying? I just think that song was actually bright and would have been welcome on the playlist. And obviously, y'all know I loved Rick's song, Oh Boy. I loved that song. I thought it was really good. I definitely thought it was the type of song that if we had a really impactful visual, it could have sort of drummed up a little bit of winner potential conversation on the Eurovision stage. That was the camp that I was in. But we did get Isak with the song. And I remember when I watched the song, I tweeted this. I was like, I actually really like this. The vocal was good, but they did nothing with the staging. So all I can say for Germany right now is I really, really hope y'all go back completely to the drawing board and at least make a little bit of effort when it comes to the execution of the song, because it's a song that I think he's selling it. He's selling it. He's giving a great vocal. But baby, everything else that we're working with is really nothing. They really gave him no staging. They gave him no styling. They gave him no meaningful movement, except for the moment where he turned around and the audience was behind him. That was it. We need to give our boy a little bit more. That's what I'm saying. Okay. I don't know. So let me hop in the comments. So, Taskview says Rick's performance was underwhelming to you. Okay. And then M said Katrina and Gallant were offering us all what we needed, yet none of them won. Songs about cats. Okay. Cats need love too. All right. Gospelden says definitely better than the UK 2019, and that was bigger than us. But yeah, I don't know. Michael Rice's vocals. Come on now. Them vocals were something. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to give that. I'm going to give them that. All right. Well, we've got another national selection that is going to be getting underway this week. It is Dora, Croatia's national selection. Now, I haven't been following Dora very closely. And so, when that happens, I got to give it up. And so I'm going to be bringing to the stage a little familiar face for all of y'all. Thank you.
Hey, y'all.
It's the Balkan guy, not to be confused with that Balkan guy. It's the Balkan guy.
Thank you so much for having me, Alesia.
Oh, yeah, no worries. Okay, so you got to give me a rundown. Who should we be clocking for to possibly win Dora? Okay, and you can give us a couple of options because, sometimes when there are favorites, because there have been years I have done my reactions to Dora and, I've done them live. Everyone's telling me, oh, this person's going to win. And I'm like, oh, yeah, this song is good. That would be good at Eurovision, blah, 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 whatever. And then I get the winner and it's somebody I wasn't even checking for. So go on and give us the rundown on who to look for at Dora.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to start it off with. With Dora, you really never know. Anything can happen. The song you least expect, it could come out and win, and you're going to be like, where'd this come from? So with Dora, you really never know. I mean, this year, I don't think there's ever been this much favoritism towards a candidate before than there is for Baby Lasagna. I mean, everyone is talking about him. He has been number one on YouTube trending in Croatia for weeks now. I would be so surprised if he doesn't win, because I really, since I've been following Dora, there has not been this much hype for a contestant competing in the competition. But as it is Dora, you never really know. So people that I think could maybe pull it off sometimes. First up is Natalie Balmix with the song Diamante. Yeah. Have you been vibing with that one?
I actually like that song. I was feeling that one. I was like, this is nice.
It's a nice pop song. It sounds very Croatian. She was just recently on like a singing competition that was in Serbia, but she was the only like Croatian contestant in the finals, and she's well known. She got a good production house behind her, so that staging is going to be popping. She could surprise. Next up is Eugen. I've been seeing a lot of talk about Eugen with the song Tishina. It's a beautiful ballad that could, I mean, he could do something special on the staging and really surprise everyone. And when we're talking about those ballads that can surprise everyone,
we don't have a lot of ballads right now at Eurovision, so True. There could be an opening there.
True. I would say it favors more like a female ballad, because we don't have like a female ballad, because we do have Latvia. Though I do think Vinko or Eugen could be possibly strong choices for Croatia. I did want to mention Vinko, and the reason why I wanted to mention him, there hasn't been that much hype about his song as much as Eugen, but Vinko live is incredible. He's one of those singers that like you don't think much about the song, but then you hear him singing it live and he changes your mind. So he could surprise, he could pull it off.
Okay. But now, what is the vibe, do you think, from Croatia, from your perspective? Because to me, Croatia seems to be a country that like does want to do well at Eurovision. And, we've been kind of hungry for like a Balkan win. I'm just saying. So do we feel like the broadcaster too is clued in on that? Because if they're clued in on that, then maybe the choice is clear for what they need to do on the Eurovision stage. But yeah, what's your sense? What do you think?
I don't even know what they're clued into, considering they put Baby Lasagna as a backup option. What is even going on in their head? I seriously don't know. I did see some drama today come up with like people talking about some favoritism. So Dora in the past has been accused of favoritism among candidates. And there has been, I don't know if you remember 2021, was it 2020 or 2021, when it was Albina that won.
Okay, yeah.
And there was a lot of talk that she was the favorite from the broadcaster, and then it was a setup. I don't want to believe it, but there was talk.
Okay, yeah, people were saying it.
I've been hearing talk this year too. I don't even know who the talk is about.
Oh, okay.
But I've been hearing some shady stuff going on in the background. So I'm gonna hope it's not true. I don't want to like.
Let's be optimistic. Yeah, let's be optimistic, but we'll see. Now, I already know too, we had Luke Black on earlier talking about, Pizza, Pesma. I just got to ask you, what's your like 3 bucket that you would just drop for, Serbia? Do you have 3? Could you, because they got so many options. That's why I'm like, I'm at a loss. Cause at this point I'm like, I don't know if I got 3, cause I'm like, I think that Serbia has options, but looking at the landscape of Eurovision, maybe you don't have to say an actual like artist, but is there like a package that you think would be most optimal for maybe even any of, really just Croatia or Serbia to consider when it comes to success at Eurovision?
For sure. Being from the Balkans, I am craving a Balkan win so much. And if we can achieve it this year, of course, I would like to go for it. Croatia, obviously, I think Baby Lasagna is the only one that could potentially even stand a chance. Do I think he would win? I don't know, but he's the only one that could stand a chance and be in the talks. But when it comes to Serbia, there are multiple songs that...
Lots of options.
Well. Yeah. But
yeah,
if I have to pick a winner potential... the only one I'm getting winner wise is Theodora.
Okay.
I've said it in my video. There you go. See, it's catchy. You don't speak Serbian, but you're singing along.
Come on now. Hello. I'm working on it.
But I'm seeing a vision of a staging, and I don't know if it's gonna happen like this. I know when I talked about the vision, her team has seen my video, so maybe they
Okay.
took some notes. But I'm seeing, you know
Write
the
it
meaning of the
down.
song.
Yes, yes. No, I've done my deep dive of Serbia, but
There you
I
go.
think that to me, I'm like, motto with Soda, they already paved a nice road for sort of that low key vibe. It
Yeah,
came top 10, it qualified and everything. I feel like there could be an opening for something that feels, I always say so quiet that it's loud.
exactly. But I don't want her to go for a minimal staging. I think we
Okay.
already got minimal stagings in this year's Eurovision. I want her to go for like a Jamala style type of staging.
Oh, come
You know,
on.
the
I'm here
Jamala
for it.
tree went up
Yes.
when she was doing the high note. Think about a dried up Ramonda flower, drop of water, and it blooms into the most beautiful, perfect, like purple flower and giving hope
Okay.
to people.
Okay.
I'm
I'm
seeing the
here for it.
vision.
No, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Thank you so much for coming here. The Balkan guy. The.
No,
Okay.
thank you. This has been such an honor. You're amazing, and keep going.
Thank you. All right, y'all. Okay, so, jam-packed schedule. We talked about Germany. Let me just show a little bit of love to Moldova because I want to be clear. In my reaction, I was kind of like, And it's hard when you have these super Saturdays where you're just in it, in it, in it. So let me just say a couple of words on Moldova. We know Moldova can stage. Natalia is a seasoned performer, so we're not going to get bum notes. The notes are going to be hitting. We saw some ideas in the national selection. Here's the challenge, though, y'all. Semifinal 1 is going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. Now, I think Moldova is coming in with an advantage. Okay? Semifinal 1, second half, could be right there in the mix. I think the only direct competition it has is Slovenia. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But, I'm feeling in the middle. In the middle is a solid studio cut. Right in the middle. So I just had to give it up. Moldova, I'm kind of feeling like we might need to write it down, but I do have a whole entire podcast episode. If you have not gotten into the podcast, Eurovision for Real, it's available like everywhere. Get into the podcast. I am breaking down kind of my thoughts on qualification for semifinal 1. Next week, I'm going to be having another episode breaking down semifinal 2. And when I tell you, y'all, we're going to lose a good song from the first semifinal. I think we're going to lose at least 2. I think we're going to lose at least 2 really good songs and performances. Okay, because that semifinal, I think, is just going to be stacked. But you know what? There's another national selection going on, y'all. There's another national selection going on. And I when I wrote this down, I sort of wrote it down with like, is there momentum there? And this week might be kicking off the momentum. And I'm bringing up my buddy Mihal to talk to us about Melody Festival. And Mihal, okay, you've been in these streets for Melody Festival and going hard when all the rest of us were watching everything else except for Melody Festival.
Except for me, I was there holding fort. Like the wind was blowing and I was there like, I'm holding on for y'all. Like, I have been in the streets and you said it correctly. This is the week that it's ramping up. We have
It
Danny
is.
versus Daughter. And yeah, we are in for a treat. I've seen the rehearsals and studio track, I was more drawn to Danny. Seeing the staging, I'm now more drawn to Daughter because, Danny's song lends itself to it lends itself to staging, really, the whole dance. What I saw in my head for the song is not what he's delivering.
Okay.
There's reasons, but yeah.
Okay, so now I have to ask, because, when the announcement was made, obviously I was excited for my girl, Daughter. Duh. But I was really like, this might be the year for the men. And I'm willing to give it up for the dudes. Every so often you got to give it up for the dudes. And so I was like, okay, I'm trying to see what Danny Saucedo is bringing. Because to me, don't say it, don't say. I was feeling that. Okay, I was feeling that heavy, but I'm a little bit. I did listen to a snippet. It was a very, very short snippet. I think you've probably gotten a little bit more of the songs. The snippet was giving me more amazing, and y'all, everybody knows. Amazing. Wasn't that amazing to me because I was lost in a sea of euphoria. You know what I'm saying? So I was getting more of that like straight up Europop dance vibe, but I know that Europe might be looking for a party this year. So what is Danny really giving us? I know you can't say everything, but I mean, actually, no, but you can because we're not looking at it.
Yeah, I can. I can tell you that it's the last part of In the Club, Amazing, and now we have Happy That You Found Me. Because I can hear what you hear. I can hear Amazing. And even in the chorus, there's the whoa, whoa, whoa from Amazing actually echoed in this song. The staging is almost given In the Club. This is what we wanted when he was coming back a few years ago. But like you said, maybe we want a party. And I love the sound, it's given like there's that 90s piano that you can hear in it. It's got a huge chorus. It's a host country should be having a party when they're having their entry. So I think it would be a good one, but I'm a little bit underwhelmed by the staging. I mean, he's got good graphics. He sells it well. We know Danny's a star and can sing. So
okay.
yeah.
But then you said Daughter is really bringing something to life on the stage. So, it's what is that song vibe? It seems quieter. It's not, it's not as bombastic from the clip that I heard as like Little Tot, kind of coming in really bombastic. Yeah.
For me, Little Tot was a bop, but I know it's loved, so don't take this the wrong way, anyone, but it didn't feel like, it felt like it was maybe formulated for Mellow. But whereas this one feels like all of her great music sprinkled into one, stirred up, and we're being served it. And even the performance is very stripped back. It's her on top of a piano, and it's her just playing with, as you would say, meaningful movement. There's intention, and she's she's playing with the camera. She's interacting a lot. It's not over the top. It's just what it needs to be. The song really, it starts off with the voice and a piano, and it builds up to this big climax. And what I will say that I'll look out for in tomorrow's rehearsals is she's belting, and we're not getting it just yet, but maybe, we can spot in rehearsals. That's fine. But this could be, like I said, I thought Danny was taking this heat hands down, like yourself, but stiff competition. She really impressed me.
Okay.
But I will say it's very similar to Tattoo in the sense of what she's wearing.
Okay.
Some of the movements, some of her stances. But then it comes into its own. I really like it. I haven't stopped singing it.
Okay. And what do you feel like the overall narrative of Melody Festival in this year is so far, really?
The narrative is that we're all waiting to see what the twins are going to bring.
Okay.
Yeah, it feels like this is the twins to lose.
Okay.
Everyone's like, oh, but can the twins do better? Can the twins do better than this? So they're the ones to beat. So we thought this week was this really is the start of Mellow for me. We're going up. Next week we're hitting the heights. But I would say for next week as well to look out for Medina. They placed super high in 2022. Can you imagine a Swedish language party banger for a host country entry? I've seen their odds shorten over the past 24 hours, and a lot of people are probably thinking like that as well. We've seen what Danny has. It's a fun time for Mellow. People have said it's slow, but y'all don't forget that every year people say this, and the grand final is always one of the best. So I'm just ignoring all that.
Okay, yeah, you keep going hard for them out there in those Swedish streets. All right, you keep going hard for them. All right. Okay, so I have to ask you because things are heating up in semifinal 1 for Eurovision, and I got to talk about your homeland, your country.
I heard you say that we might lose songs or performances, and I just want to say it better not be Family Thug. It better not be, because I got tickets. I'll be there with the tricolor, And I need to see us qualify for the first time since 2018. Jesus, I will be screaming the place down.
Well,
I swear to God.
I would love to see it, but I am deeply fearful. I am deeply, deeply fearful. Mostly just because, not really because of Bambi, because it's Ireland and because that semifinal is stacked.
Yeah.
Stacked.
It's stacked, but I have seen Bambi say that there's a Eurovision mix coming. It's being reworked.
Okay, because we need it. Because when I'm listening to all the songs, I'm like, ooh, we need this remastered.
Yeah, we don't need to stress. I trust Bambi so much. So they have reworked for the live version. Graphics and things are underway.
Okay.
I'm acting like I've spoke to them, but I'm keeping an eye on socials. But I still believe in us. Because when we look at the countries who are voting, it may be a bloodbath, but we are favored.
Yes.
UK, Germany, Sweden. Then you've got countries like, I think, Serbia, Finland could help us. Australia is there maybe as well. So
yeah, Australia could help.
We've got countries that will get us and support us and depend on running order. And I know that the stage show is going to be incredible. I'm still backing us.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming here and blessing us with the news on Melfest and, of course, Ireland. Bambi, Thug, Doomsday Blues. Yeah. We need it in the final. I don't know how many heartbreaks I can take. No. Okay. I can't. I don't know how many I can take, but I'll be in the streets for you. All right. Thank you so much for giving me time and joining. Bye. All right, y'all. Okay. So we have already covered so much, but I want to just wrap up a little bit on some of the winners that we got because we got to hit it. Lithuania, y'all. I love it. What more can I say? I love it. Lithuania is doing, I think, what they need to be doing. Lithuania also in semifinal 1, but to me, a lock for qualification. A lock for qualification. Yet another thing that makes the road harder, more treacherous for others that are in the semifinal. So I just want to note that again. Lithuania, you're still doing it for me. Look, tell. Hey. Come on. And then Hepelo coming here with the Doomsday Blues is giving me Telemovish. You know what I'm saying? That's why this is why I hesitate with my enthusiasm in the streets sometimes. Because remember, when people were talking about Eurovision 2019, do you know how many news articles had Conan? That was the image of Eurovision 2019 across the world. And then the song didn't even make it to the big show on Saturday. Come on now. Okay, we live in this world because it's realistic. Let's talk a little bit about Mustii, Belgium song, because some of y'all really feel like it's winner potential. I don't know, I just didn't get that ooh, this is gonna win hit like I've done with all the songs that have won the past 10 years, maybe even 13 years. I didn't get that. I like it, but I also wonder if I didn't get it because, again, we're not diving into a live performance. And maybe I'd feel more confident if we're working with that. And come on, y'all. Don't leave me out here on the island because we all know Belgium is not the best when it comes to staging. And this song really needs, some solid staging. I think it's going to be... I like the song. I think it's good. But Belgium so many times have given me winner potential studio cuts. And the staging is not so. Okay, what do you say? Okay, so someone said it's giving me arcade vibes. Okay, I didn't get that. Alex is saying Belgium ain't winning it this year. Oh, M says I can't see this below top 10. I mean, that's fine. Shrek says the best song this year. Mustii so good. Josh says I don't feel winner potential with Belgium, but it's good. Essex says Mustii could win, but Belgium needs to stage it right, and they're not known for that. That's just where I'm at. It's the staging. It has nothing to do with Mustii. It's how it will be delivered live and a little bit of the direct competition. Just the probability of them being able to kind of pick at each other. I don't know. ESC Dakota, folks are being delusional about this entry. Okay. Lori, Musti's song is okay, but needs a revamp towards the end. Okay, it's lots of different. Okay, wait. Alice there says it gives me Fallout Boy vibes, and I can't help but love Belgium because of that. Okay. Lori, very staging oriented song. And maybe that's the thing. Like, I need a live performance before I start getting like super hype. Because I do like the song. And I do actually think Mustii as a performer is really interesting. So my faith is that we could get something. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm a little bit there. Okay. And then, I kind of wanted to talk about Iceland, because we had Iceland's first showing. They're going to have a semifinal 2 next week. And I'm going to be real with y'all. Can we talk about Iceland for a little bit? Because I don't even think I've really gotten to in-depth talk about Iceland a bit. And I do want to see what y'all are feeling, because I will say 2 of my favorite studio cuts didn't even advance from the first semifinal in Iceland. We know Bashar has a lot of hype. But I was really surprised with the way Anita okay, I don't know. I really liked that, and I thought the way that it was staged was really, really good. Okay, wait, so some of y'all, I got some comments, because I feel like, okay, Joey says, I'm not feeling Iceland this year. I'm loving the whole entire playlist. Mante says, I'm gutted for Blanquefleur. The problem with Blanquefleur, though, I don't know why we staged it this way. I don't think we had to go Space Odyssey. I think we could have actually done stripped down, kind of not the exact staging, but remember, it's all 'cause of you. Okay. But remember the styling for that? It was sort of like contemporary dance, but it was like a little bit stripped down. I was kind of thinking that was what we were going to get, but we got a little bit more like Space Journey, Odyssey. But I love that studio cut. Okay, Essex says Bashar is taking this with ease. Okay. Gospodin says, I want them to send Anita. I don't care if she would have lots of competition at ESC. The thing is, Anita's actually giving me a little bit of like modern Schlager. There's something about it that feels a little bit yesteryear, but not in a completely dated way. And I appreciated the performance, but I will say I would be nervous. I would be nervous for my girl sending that. Particularly, Iceland is in semifinal 1. They are in semifinal 1. So she's going to be going up against Cyprus. She'll be going up against Poland, and she'll be going up against Tali. But I do think what Anita was giving was better than Tali. And I think the song is more bombastic than Tali's. But Tali has a little bit of that sauce with the, you know what I mean? So that part. Okay. Jamie says Bashar is underrated. Is Bashar underrated? I think Bashar is the favorite to win, though, right? Bashar's the favorite to win. And then what are we going to have? So Christian, Bashar has a lot of hype, but not sure if it's only because of the song. But I'm telling y'all, though, when I listen to the playlist, like, sonically, it's a song that would probably qualify. And we're not really getting anything else that really sounds like this at Eurovision this year so far. So, and it is giving that Western, the song, I think some people are just leaning into the fact that he's Palestinian, but to me, I'm like, that aside, I think the song would still do well if you had like some, I guess, some native Icelandic dude up there. But speaking of native Icelandic dudes up on the stage, yeah, come on, that song was good. Yeah, Joey, literally my winner was Cease Tone. I actually didn't hate the staging, though. So, okay, that was it that I had. Now, we're just going to open it up to questions. Y'all hop in the chat. Tell me what you want me to talk about. That is this section of the state of play, because there's so much to talk about. Okay, so I'm down. I'm not going to go back. So if you have a thing, drop it in to the chat now, and we're gonna hit this. And actually, it might be scary because I might get a whole bunch of things. Wait. Here we go. What do you think of the Dizzy snippet? It's fine, but it's a snippet. I don't really think much of it. I will say this is how much I think of the Dizzy snippet. How much I think of the Dizzy snippet is when I heard Lithuania, I was like, I would be worried, Ali. And quiet as it's kept after hearing what Belgium has, I would be worried if I were Ali. I would be going back to the lab. I might even be thinking about doing another song. I'm going to be real with you. I would be thinking about maybe trying to do something else. I don't know what that something else could be. But I would just be trying to figure out how I could best those two, and the Dizzy snippet wasn't giving me besting any of those things. Dakaza says, Albania translating thoughts. I'm kind of curious because I remember even when I was listening to my reaction, like when I was doing my reaction to the song, I was like, I could almost hear lines where there could be English that would fit. So I'm curious, but y'all know if them lyrics sound clunky, if it sounds like we're trying to, fit a rectangle into a circle, I'm going to call it out. Because one thing I don't like clunky translations, especially when the original version was fine. We knew they were going to revamp it. I didn't know that we were going to mix up lyrics, but we'll see. Honestly, it's Albania's choice to make, but the translating has not worked to their advantage. So I don't know if that's a risk I would want to take this year at Eurovision, but they're in a more open semi. So we'll see. I am Stevan. Thoughts on Israel's threats to withdraw? Here's the problem. At this point, I don't really know what to believe. And I don't really want to be on this platform, like spreading non-truths. But let me say this. When there was a report, I think last week, something about like, oh, the EBU turned down like 5 of their other songs. They've now whittled it down to 2. And I had shared like an image that was just saying that. I didn't think it said like, oh, they ousted it. The part in that story that I felt was true was, I am sure that they're going to try to inject some level of like current events into the song. That was just the assumption that I was making in my brain, that I was like, I think that they're going to try it. I don't know. I hope that they don't. But like, if I'm using my brain, Israel has always sort of added elements of like their history into it. When I was in Tel Aviv for Eurovision, they had this whole tour set up where it really was like describing how like all of their entries at Eurovision and some key entries at Eurovision all sort of spoke to the time. So it's not like a ridiculous thing to do. Or I should say ridiculous for one to think that they would try to do that again this year. So that's 1. 2, what the report is that the song is called October Rain. I mean, come on, y'all. Like, that's pretty blatant. And if Israel is like, this is the song that we want to send, and if we can't send this song, we're not going to participate. I just want it to be real clear that from this perspective, that's on you. Nobody is persecuting you. Nobody is trying to exclude you. The EBU has basically said they could easily just sing a song about a girl dipping and doing it and talking about love on the stage, and they could fully participate. They could sing a song about, I don't know, like AI, like everybody else. They could sing a song about cats. But the one thing I just want to be real clear is that if Israel decides to withdraw if this is true, after the EBU has clearly said, we want you to change the lyrics, that is not the EBU excluding you. That is you excluding yourself. When I turned 21, my mom told me that life is all about choices. Okay? and we can control ourselves. We cannot control people around us. But in life, there are rules, there are things, and when you make choices, when you make decisions, you have to live with the results of the choices that you have made. So, is that clear? Do I need to expand? Because trust and believe, the PR, if they withdraw, the PR is not going to be, oh, they chose this song. It's going to be the EBU has ousted Israel. That's what the PR is going to tell you. But that's not what's happening. We all know that. And so we need to make it clear that these are the rules to participate at Eurovision. If you break one of those rules, that is your choice to break those rules. The EBU is not doing something to you. Okay? Okay. I don't know if I need to say anything else about that. Okay. Oh, ESC Dakota, like the video, y'all. You get a golden ticket for one country so they could go straight to the final. Who's getting it? Ireland. Ireland. If I could give a golden ticket to any country to go straight to the final, it would be Ireland. For several reasons. One, I think that they have got the bad end of the stick where they have, they've got the short end of the stick year after year being stuck in some of the more challenging semifinals. Bible. I think that Bambi is doing something bold, something avant-garde. It's not necessarily like something brand new that we've never seen before, but it is something that I would want to see on the Eurovision stage in the grand final, period, point blank, end of. That would be the country I would give my golden ticket to. Wonderful question. Rodrigo, hey Alesia, have you seen Celia's sneak peek? This is the I saw like the shortest clip. Maybe I could watch it right now. Hold on real quick. Let me play it. It's 17 seconds. Okay, let's see. I'm going to press play. Okay, we got... Okay, so I already got to... 'Cause you're a liar. Okay, we get a cute dancing. The clothes feel current. Okay, I'll give you my thoughts on the snippet right now. She looks cute, she looks boppy, she's doing exactly what I thought that she would be doing if I were her. If Cyprus doesn't make it, it's not because of her, it's because you got a whole bunch of other people taking your slot. Because we know we're gonna lose two good songs. Tali should be worried. That would be my reaction to this. Tali from Luxembourg should be worried. That is my reaction to Cyprus's snippet. And I don't know what Cyprus can do because Tali's not a dance girl. She's not a dance girl and she's not going to do choreo. And I don't think we should necessarily make her do choreo if it's not her thing. So I don't know if Tali, if they want to add in some vocal gymnastics, more vocal gymnastics, so then maybe it tries to give them the edge up. But I mean, we knew Tali was going to sing and dance on the stage. Now I hope she's able to sing and dance live. She's not, she's a young performer, new performer, but that's my reaction. Vince Delaw, Alesia, depending on how Melfest ends, do you think Sweden could win again this year, Stockholm 2025? Well, given what Mihal said about everyone just waiting on Eminem to see what they're going to do, that I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Okay, what are we saying? Someone said, have you read the lyric? No, I haven't, but that's not my job to do. That's the EBU's job, so I don't, are they public? Did someone publish them? I'm sure like in some like someone did that, but okay. Someone said thoughts on Poland. I have a whole reaction video to that. My thoughts on Poland are this. I think the song is just fine. I'm including Poland in one of my mixes that I'm going to drop. I think I'm going to do like one a week. How do y'all feel about the Eurovision mashup mixes? I'm going to do one a week. Are folks like not knowing what this is? But yeah. Okay. Oh wait, Gospodin says if Constracta wins Pazze, do you think she could open semifinal one? It's possible, but I think they tend like I could see Cyprus opening up semifinal one. I really could. Ooh, I could see that. Serbia, if it's Constracta, I don't see them having her open. I think the entries like that are nice kind of entries to get people kind of reinvigorated a little bit. So my money would be more on Ukraine opening, even Cyprus opening, even though I know Cyprus has opened before. I could see Cilia opening the show. They tend to like, I think, something fun, boppy that feels current. And Cyprus tends to do that well. So I would put my money on Cyprus opening. They could also let Poland open depending upon the staging. I think Poland has talked about having like a lot of set pieces and stuff like that. So maybe Poland would not be optimal to open the show. And do you think Poland could be in the death spot? Again, it depends upon what them set pieces are looking like. I could see Poland opening. Like, really, I could see Ukraine or Poland opening the show and Cyprus for different reasons. But Serbia, Lithuania, even Croatia, if they pick Let 3 or dun, 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 and Ireland, you wouldn't have open your show either. So to me, it's looking at, and I guess it depends upon what Serbia picks. Because, in some ways, I could see Zayana Naboria, opening the show. I could see that opening. I could see it, like, I wouldn't see Dora opening if we're talking Serbia. I wouldn't see Dora. Philip, I could see Philip opening, but I think Philip's going to be doing something really interesting on the stage, maybe even with set pieces, so that might make it challenging. If it's a whole bunch of set pieces, then probably not. But Poland, if they're just doing a dress or something, we'll see. And Simple Things says, yes, we need the mashups. Loved it. Are people familiar with this? So I'm going to have more mashups. And, I'm going to have to bring this state of play to a close. Y'all, I'm so glad everyone was here. If you watched this whole thing and you haven't already liked this video and you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? If you love the Eurovision Song Contest, I think you'll love my channel. News, live streams, interviews, commentary, predictions. So much content. So yes, if you haven't already, please like this video and please do subscribe. I'm so excited for Eurovision 2024. Yes, I am going to be in Copenhagen for Eurovision 2024, and I'm going to be having some events on the ground. You won't want to miss it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.